I'm not going to listen to it.
Listen to it, please.
I'm not listening to it. No.
Please.
Nope. This is harassment.
Where are you, Rosie? Why can't I find you? It's like you've gone away.
Ew, I'm signing off.
Why
I
do
quit.
you hate me?
What?
Why do you hate me?
I don't hate you. I just hate singing. I hate music and happiness.
Let's go, let's go. Hi, welcome to our podcast. I'm Catherine.
And I'm Rosie, and this is 26 to Life.
Where after 26 years of friendship, we've officially been friends for longer than a life sentence. So, I said we were in Scotland. I lied. We're not going to be in Scotland. We're going to be in Scotland next week. We're actually going to be a lot closer to home. We are going to be in...
What do you mean closer to home? I live in Scotland.
Okay, but your actual home.
Okay.
Where were you born?
South.
Where does your dad live? Like general area.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you because you're just going to be like, oh, look, that's where she's from.
Hertfordshire.
Sure.
No, you got to tell me now. I'll cut it out. Does your dad actually live in Hertfordshire?
My grandparents do.
We are in Hertfordshire in July of 2024.
Whoa!
Recent.
That's so recent.
And Louise Hunt and Kyle Clifford have been together for a year and a half after having met on a dating site.
Kyle Clifford.
Yeah.
Okay. Louise and Kyle.
Yeah. Louise is 25. She's beautiful. I actually want to show you a picture of her. Isn't she beautiful?
Yeah.
Stunning.
She die.
And she's got a little puppy with her as well. Louise is 25. She is beautiful, kind, caring soul. She runs a dog grooming business.
Oh my God, I love her.
Love her. And she runs this in like a little pod in the back garden of her family home.
Yeah.
I can imagine it must be quite, it's not going to be like your garden shed, is it? You've got stuff in there. You've got to have all of that kind of stuff. And her boyfriend, Kyle Clifford, is 26. And he's from Enfield in North London. He's an ex-army soldier, and their relationship over the last year and a half has involved trips, holidays, time together with Louise's family more so than his. And her family is her mum, Carol, her dad, John, and Louise's big sister, Hannah. They also have another older sister called Amy. But their relationship is not all sunshine and roses. Actually, really far from it. He's cheated on her twice. That we know of, and when they talk about it as in like an affair, so it sounds like it's a longer term thing that's going on while
it's
they're
not
together.
like one night stands, it's an ongoing.
Not from what it seems. He often spoke down to her, and she found that he would make racist and misogynistic comments that she found very, very difficult to deal with. His time in the army also is not all it's cracked up to be. There will be more information on this later, but basically the people who were with him said he wasn't a good soldier. He scraped by into basic training. He never saw active service, and he left not long after he'd done his training.
He didn't even do active service, so yeah, he must have been real shit.
Yeah, he was in and out. I think he sounds like one of those people who's just a flake. You know, doesn't stick
he can't
anything
commit.
very long.
Yeah.
Louise's family have always thought that he is just not good enough for her. But they love Louise, and so they accept him. Carol especially, Louise's mum, picks up from day dot that she's not happy. She doesn't like him, but she feels she trusts her daughter. Her daughter's intelligent. She'll make the right decision. If the decision is that she kind of teaches him to be better, great. If the decision is she ends up walking away, also fine, as long as they have their daughter in their life. And I kind of loved this attitude, because when you feel like your child is in a bad relationship, often you need to like pull them in and pull that person close, because you need to keep them safe. You need them to know that the door is always open no matter what. And they completely did this. They accept him wholeheartedly, even to the point that one year he spends Christmas with them, like 4 or 5 days over Christmas with Louise's family. So they are incredible.
Yeah, it's almost like let her make her own decisions, isn't it? And then just be there to pick up the pieces.
Exactly. Especially because I don't know about you, but for me at 25, if someone had said all these things to me, I'd be like, you're wrong, and da 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 da. Like, there's a lot of pride involved as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I get that.
June 26th of 2024, Louise, she's had enough. She's actually made a list on her phone of all of the reasons that she does not want to be with this man anymore.
We have all been there.
Literally.
We have all been there. We've all got a note on our phone about why we don't want to be with a boyfriend at the time.
But she's made this actual list, and it's quite serious things. It's things like he's quite racist, misogynistic, yeah, very talks down to her, even though she's this incredible, intelligent woman who owns her own business and he can't hold down a steady job. He speaks down to her. And on June 26th, Louise makes the decision that she has had enough and she breaks up with Kyle. And there's no fighting, there's no animosity, they end on quite good terms. And actually, later, she sends a text to him and she says, you know, she wishes him all the best, take care of yourself. And, you know, she had really loved him for a year and now she just didn't feel the same way anymore, but nothing major, you know. And she feels so relieved. She's left this relationship that was not serving her, and that's fine, great. She did it. And she was so graceful and dignified with it. So she did everything correctly. Not that there's a wrong way, you know what I mean. She just did it.
Yeah.
And his response was in the same tone. He said, "Thank you for the clarity, Louise, so we can both start our healing process. I love you so much and I will for a very long time. I will always be here for you if you ever need me. Please don't hesitate. I wish you all the best and take care of yourself too."
I mean, that sounds genuine.
Genuine, like good breakup.
Yeah, on like healthy terms. It's like they both no hard feelings. That sounds as
Like
good
the ideal.
as it's good as it's going to get. You know, like it doesn't. You can't break up better than that.
And it's not to say you're not going to be sad. You can both be really sad.
Yeah.
Even she can be sad. You can make a decision that's sad,
Yeah.
but it's right for you, and that's
Yeah.
kind of seems what it is. But of course we are here, so this is not the end of the story. Within moments of their relationship being over, Kyle Clifford is back on Hinge dating app. And over the next 2 weeks, he riles himself up into a state of anger towards Louise. This includes he's watching these misogynistic videos and podcasts. I'm not going to name anyone, but you can imagine who I'm referring to. I'm not giving him any more airtime. He is listening to all of the podcasts and videos that this person put out.
Does he rhyme with hate?
Pardon?
Does he rhyme with hate?
He is hate. He is hatred personified. It was over this 2 week period between the 26th of June and the 9th of July that he brazenly buys a number of different items. On the 3rd of July, he bought online for £350 a crossbow.
Wait, you can just buy those online?
Legally as well. This is
You
not
can-
an illegal purchase.
You can just buy those online and have it delivered to your door?
Apparently so. He did it.
What?
3rd of July, and we know that it arrives in the next few days. And it is a legal purchase. Yeah. Yeah. He also buys rope, petrol cans, duct tape, a butchering knife, and he also tries to buy an air pistol, but due to delivery times, it didn't arrive. What on earth? And this is not... He's not doing this secretly. On the 4th of July, there's a CCTV of him buying duct tape in B&Q. I could quite literally pick him out of a lineup, never having met this man. He pays with his Apple or Google Pay on his phone at the self-checkouts. He is not fazed one bit.
Yeah. There needs to, why is there not, of like all of the tech that's going on right now, of AI and everything like that, how is there not some kind of computer program that notifies when people buy sketchy purchases like this? Like, this guy is not going to be doing anything good with a crossbow, butchering knife, duct tape, like...
And the thing is, right, the duct tape and petrol cans and rope, I can understand because he doesn't buy them all at the same time and he doesn't buy them all in the same place. So, like, I think he goes to Halfords or Screwfix, a company like that, to buy some of it. So let's say, for example, the guy goes in and buys rope from there, and then in B&Q he buys duct tape. Okay, I can understand that one.
Yeah,
But
but
online,
no,
you've
but
ordered a crossbow, an air pistol, and a butchering knife.
I mean, yeah, but that's like we know that Big Brother is watching us, you know, like our
He did
our
not care.
I know, but the fact that our phones literally pick up the like if I can be I'll be staying at yours and our phones essentially will talk to each other and I'll
Yeah.
get targeted ads based on like the
Brand of shoes I'm wearing
yeah
last week when I went out.
yeah
I'm sending
or
you
the
another picture
or
right
the
now.
brand of toothpaste that you use, you know, like that shit happens. And so if our phones are smart enough to be able to do that and AI is smart enough to be able to write fucking like theses, then I am pretty sure they can write some code that will connect these purchases together to the same person. If he's
100%.
using his same bank account and it's his
Yes.
facial recognition, like I don't know, there is a way, and people are not using this stuff for the greater good, and
But
that
why are
pisses me
they
off.
not? Why are they're not working it out? Because essentially,
They
it's
don't give a
not
fuck.
worthwhile investment for them. This man is making no attempt to hide
He hasn't even got a cap on or
anything.
anything.
I
Like,
didn't check. Have you heard of this case?
no.
Do you know what? That is wild, and it's going to become more apparent why it's wild.
I'm already pissed off, and I'm already dreading it because I can only imagine what this man is going
No,
to
it's
do.
yeah, no.
And
Oh my god, I didn't put out a trigger warning. This is
I,
horrific.
I don't know if I don't know if
If
I don't
you've
know if
got
I'm
all
gonna
the way
say.
into this and you haven't figured out that this is going to be awful, please stop listening now and run. Like I said, he makes zero attempt to hide who he is. He's paying on his phone, like you saw in that photo. But also, like you said, the other day my Google Pay got hacked. Did I tell you this? My credit card, they tried to set up on their Apple Pay. My bank flagged it like that
Yeah.
and contacted me to shut it all down. He is paying on his phone and is ordering stuff online. How is it that people, like your bank or something, can't pick this up?
Yeah.
And it was a legal purchase. I don't know
And
where the
Google can do this. Oh,
or Apple. We don't know if it was Google or Apple, but one of the two. But I don't know where he got the butchering knife, but I do know that he bought a butchering knife. On the 9th of July, 2024.
also, I'm sorry, considering that it is illegal to hunt in the UK, what the fuck is he going to be doing with a crossbow that's legal anyway?
But are crossbows illegal in this country? Google it. Because there's no way you can purchase it legally if they're not legal to own in this country. Somebody delivered that to his front door.
Under the Crossbows Act, there's a Crossbows Act, 1987. I fucking hate this country. It's
I hate this
legal.
world.
It's illegal to buy a crossbow in England, Scotland, and Wales, and owners are not required to register the weapon or hold a license.
What are you owning a crossbow for?
What?
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 No way.
You don't even need a license. You don't need to tell anyone that you have it.
Sorry, someone's got to change this law.
What are people doing with a crossbow? What are you doing with a crossbow?
Someone has to change this law. I'm laughing because that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Where can I shoot my crossbow in the UK?
What?
It is legal to use crossbows for target shooting in the UK on private land with the landowner's permission, so long as you are 18 years or older, or have a supervising adult with you.
But the thing is, right, let's say, for example, we go to Centre Parks, they have crossbows, they have bows and arrows. I understand
Yeah.
that. Have a licence, have it so that you can, you know, like you have to, they know that they are there. It shouldn't be that somebody can just buy a crossbow online. Should we test it out? Should we order a crossbow and see if it arrives?
I don't want. What the f are we going to do with a crossbow?
I just want to know. It's so ridiculous.
I'm like, my anxiety is, you've got me here.
That's because there's crazy people who can just order crossbows. Imagine being in America where you can, like, we would be outraged. We're outraged by this. In America, you can just order guns.
I just find it so brutal because I'm thinking all my only experience with crossbows is from watching The Walking Dead. And I'm just thinking,
Crossbows are brutal.
They are, but I'm thinking about if Iris gets shot by a crossbow and it just goes straight through you,
They're different ways of killing. So with a gun, the bullet
it
is
does more
it
damage.
explodes on impact, yeah.
Exactly, it does
But the
more
crossbow
damage.
is flesh ripping.
Yeah, so it literally just like severs everything that
Yeah, yeah,
crosses
yeah,
its
yeah.
path, and that I
Let's
can
be
use it.
honest, it's a war. It's something that's used in a war. You know, this is not. It wasn't created for people to just be wandering around. It was created for hunting, like to kill animals that are bigger and stronger and tougher than us. And it was created to kill people.
Can we take a minute? I'm going to need a cup of tea. I genuinely,
Tea break!
I genuinely don't think I can do
What
this
was it?
without.
Oh my god, Leo wants us to include. We'll be right back. On the 9th of July 2024, at about 9:30, 9:45 in the morning, Clifford is seen walking around his local garden centre. Lovely morning at the garden centre. He's even pushing his niece in the buggy. He's very calm, very cool, very collected. So at just after. What are you looking so confused about?
But you said this is Kyle.
Yep.
Oh, I was about to be like, oh, but I hate him, and he hasn't even done anything yet.
Yeah, no. The reason I'm telling you like what he's doing before and in the days preceding, it's all going to be linked to what I'm going to tell you at the end. So just after 1:30 p.m., Kyle Clifford, we see this on CCTV. He arrives in his car not far from where Louise and her family live. He goes up to the house and he checks the driveway to see whose cars are there. Now he notices that John's car is there, Louise's dad, and so he Googles dog races because John is actually a BBC sports commentator, so he wants to know whether or not he'll be there. But when he realises the dog racing's on, he decides, okay, he can go ahead with his plan.
So he's checking that the dad is out of the house, essentially.
Correct. So he goes back to his car, and it's nearly an hour, it's over an hour later, at 2:32, that he takes a bag and a thank you card from the car and approaches the house. After an hour and a bit of deliberating and trying to work out if Louise's dad, John, is in the house, he goes and rings the doorbell. And Carol answers the door. And at first I was a bit like, how do we know this story? And then I realised the entire conversation is recorded on the Ring doorbell. And Louise's mum, Carol, she answers, she's very polite to him, and he first inquires, is John home? He just wants to be sure that John is not in the house.
Is John a big guy? Is that
Yeah.
what we're worried about? Like,
He's a big guy, but also this guy's just a coward. All three of the women are very petite. He's a coward. He's absolute pathetic piece of. I've been trying to remain really like thingy, so you won't know what's going on. But he then explains to Carol that he's got some of Louise's things and he's also got a thank you card. So could he please come in to return this stuff? So Carol lets him into the house. But as soon as the door is closed, he proceeds to pull a knife out of his rucksack and stabs 61-year-old Carol to death.
no!
Yeah.
No!
He then leaves and returns to his car. And he collects the rest of the things that he has brought with him, including the crossbow hidden under a blanket. Now, there is CCTV of him carrying this crossbow under the blanket, and it's not funny, but it's ridiculous. Like, you can see this
What
great hulking object under this blanket. He never planned to get away with this. He can't have.
No.
It's so indicative of the fact that he felt justified in what he was doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like he just didn't care. He was
Yeah.
adamant that whatever. He was just so sure that if he got caught, it didn't matter because what he was doing was right.
Yeah.
So Louise is home at the time. However, because she is working, she's in the pod in her garden. So
And what about her older sister?
we're coming to it. She's in the pod in the garden. So even though Carol has died just after 2:30, it's not until 12 minutes past 4 that Louise comes into the house. It is at this point that he is waiting for her in the house. He restrains her using duct tape and he then proceeds to rape her. Louise is then kept alive until 10 to 7 that night when her sister arrives home from work. Now, I don't exactly know what the text said, but it is believed, or it is said, that he had used Louise's phone to text her dad and say, "What time will you be home?" So he obviously wanted to know what time John would have been
Yeah.
home. I'm guessing that John would have been the fourth victim. He would have wanted to like come up on him and surprise him. Do you know? So at 6:50, when Hannah arrives home, she is a beautician and she's been at work, and she runs straight up the stairs, and then she realizes something's not right. So at 6:52, she texts her boyfriend and she says, "Call the police." But Kyle then shoots Hannah also with the crossbow, but she is not dead. Hannah manages to get her phone and call the police, and she says, "My sister's ex-boyfriend has come in and he has shot us." This incredibly brave young woman. I mean, I'm literally getting chills thinking about that. She was bleeding and dying on the floor, and she managed to make that call. So when the police and the paramedics arrive at 10 minutes past 7, Kyle has gone. Carol and Louise are dead, and while they try to save Hannah, they are unable to. So all three of them tragically have died, and they immediately know who this is. I don't know how they know who it is. I'm guessing it's just so flipping obvious.
But if
From
Hannah's also said, my sister's ex-boyfriend has come to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
house,
yeah.
so
But what I mean is, there's never like
she didn't specifically say Kyle.
exactly,
Yeah.
but they immediately put out a thing for Kyle Clifford,
Yeah.
and also it's on the Ring doorbell. If they look
Yeah.
there, like they just know, they just immediately know.
Yeah.
What when I say I don't know how they knew, I mean like there's so much that points to him. I
Yeah.
don't know what specific thing it was. I'm guessing they also probably said to John later. You know, she said
God, imagine
ex-boyfriend. Who
having
would
to
that be?
tell John and their older sister Amy.
It's awful. Oh my God, this isn't funny, right? But there is CCTV, like home CCTV from somewhere else, and it's of a driveway and a guy like going up to a cat, being like, and like taking a photo of the cat. And I thought, oh my God, like he's being really nice to that cat. And then I realized the CCTV is from someone's house. That's the person who lives in the house. And in the background, you see Kyle Clifford walking past with a crossbow. And I was like, why is he being so nice to that cat? Like he's a sadistic piece of crap. They also put an appeal out to the public, and they say he is carrying a crossbow. This is who he is. They show a picture of him, and they want people to know that he is armed. And the police search, and nearly 24 hours after the attack, they locate him in a cemetery. And as they approach him, this coward shoots himself with the crossbow in the chest.
Does he die? Tell me he doesn't die.
He does not die.
Oh, thank God.
He has paralyzed himself.
Yes! Yes! Go on. Yeah.
From the chest down.
Oh,
The police and paramedics work really hard and save his life. They take him to hospital where he stays until he is well enough to be questioned. My favourite line from this police officer
Yeah.
said, "He's shown a complete inability and unwillingness to actually deal with the breakup appropriately. There were many other routes he knew were available to him," and in brackets he's put, "become a better person." But he failed to do so, and chose the course he did. The CPS pursue him for the murder, false imprisonment, and rape charges. He pleads guilty to the murders, but he doesn't plead guilty to the rape.
Fuck off.
I think he knows what happens to rapists in prison.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but he literally cannot defend himself, so...
No, but he doesn't even attempt to.
No, but I mean, he wouldn't be able to defend himself even if they tried anything.
I mean, what are you going to say? No, you're
No, I
absolutely
mean,
right.
as in, he's fully paralysed.
No, he can talk.
Yeah, but physically defend himself if someone was to try to attack him in prison. like,
I was not catching on there. I
I
was
was
like,
thinking, yeah,
yeah,
because
he can talk and defend himself.
people attack rapists in prison,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's like,
No, but I was thinking, like, how are you pleading not guilty? What is your argument here? You're going to say you broke in, someone else raped her, and then you killed them. Absolute
I'm
dingleberry.
I'm very aware of the fact that you haven't actually told us what he did to Louise.
So that is it. So he broke in, tied her up, raped her, and then she's kept alive for those many hours, and then he shoots her,
And that's it.
and that's it. And she dies when she's shot. So
Uh,
I don't know, was he, it doesn't say, but maybe the rape was going on for longer.
mm,
Maybe he just wanted to sit there and spout shit at her
yeah.
and torment her and make her scared.
Yeah, probably. Just like savouring it, isn't it? Like a
Yeah,
absolute
he's
psychopath.
awful.
So, where is he now? In
So he
prison?
refuses to attend his trial. He refuses to attend his sentencing hearing, which does go against him, but not like that's going to make any difference at this point. But I think he knows there's no redeeming factors here that, he's going to whatever.
Yeah.
From the judge really does, they do like mitigating factors and they say no previous convictions,
Yeah.
relatively young, like he was 26. And he said, you have been referred at times to as a former soldier. And I think maybe like the defense may have been trying to make that a redeeming factor. But the judge says, in many cases, that would serve as significant mitigation. Not so in your case, however, as your 2 years in the army included 286 days at home claiming to be ill. You never saw active service, and your utility to the armed forces can be gleaned in a parting comment from your commanding officer that his character is wholly unsuited to military employment and he has no care nor concern beyond himself. So he was like, we don't care that he's a soldier.
Yeah. Because you're a piece of poopy bum.
Exactly. So he is given sentences for each individual case. So, like the fact that he used this weapon, da 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 da. But he is given a whole life order with no minimum serving time for each of the murders. So this man is never coming out of prison.
And he's paralysed.
And he's paralysed.
So he's
So there's a couple of things that I wanted to go over. So firstly, just a bit from John Hunt's victim statement. Louise's favourite novel from her school days was Harper Lee's classic To Kill a Mockingbird. She would often quote lines from the novel to match life's challenges. She said, "Your father's right. Mockingbirds don't do one thing except make music for us to enjoy. They don't eat up people's gardens. That's why it's a sin to kill a mockingbird." All their lives, Carol, Hannah, and Louise similarly spent their time bringing joy and colour and happiness to other people's lives. You killed 3 beautiful mockingbirds, Kyle. As you are consigned to a fate far greater than death, I can draw on the love and strength that I still feel from the girls in every moment of every day. I am lucky. I have the most wonderful daughter, Amy, who gives me such focus and purpose. So whilst I am so badly damaged, I am determined to see what my future is, surrounded by so many amazing people, and the chance to do this has been gifted to me by my incredible Hannah. I firmly believe that had she not managed to show such amazing physical and mental strength in raising the alarm after you fatally injured her, then I would have been the 4th victim that day. Hannah handed me a second chance, one that she worked so hard to achieve for me. Do you really think after what she did for me, I will slight her memory and example by just giving up? I know, so beautiful. The reason I have not focused on John for this is because every single news article, media report is BBC sports commentator John Hunt's wife and daughters killed. And I really didn't like that. Like, he is a victim, do not get me wrong. But
this isn't about him.
it's really, and I mean every headline, every news article, and I get it. They want to, it's because people know who he is,
Clickbait, isn't it? Yeah.
And
yeah.
if you're in the sports world especially, you know who he is. I mean, I didn't, but I get it. But I just think I didn't like that, and I think it should be about them. I mean, John Hunt and Amy clearly have incredible strength, because how you get through this, I do not know. And this man was such an unbelievable coward. He didn't turn up to anything. He didn't turn up to his sentencing. He didn't turn up to his trial. And I hope he suffers. I hope he suffers so much. And I think he genuinely thought that he was completely justified in what he was doing,
Yeah.
because he was like researching all this stuff beforehand, and
Yeah.
he
And the fact
never
that
made an attempt to get away with it.
he just planned to kill himself so that he never had to be held accountable for his actions. That is
He wanted to be
such
in control.
it's such a coward's way out, you know, to
Yeah.
think that, you know, I'm just going to do these awful crimes and then I'm going to kill myself and then that'll be the end of it and I never have to hear about it, you know, never have to deal with the consequences. It's like it's like a child, you know, like doing something naughty and then going to hide because they think that if my mum can't find me, then she's not going to tell me off. Like it's just what an awful human being. I think that ending is the best that I could have hoped for.
Yeah. And also, just can we stop? Can we stop with this thing, this feeling of entitlement? If someone doesn't want you,
Yeah.
just accept it and move on.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They don't have
Like,
to be
she was too
punished.
good for you. Like, what do you. I don't understand that whatsoever. She just was too good for you. Everyone looking at it knew she was too good for you.
Yeah.
And he apparently held this, like, massive vendetta for her family, because her family knew that she was too good for him.
And I mean, he was cheating on her. Like
Exactly. He's
what did he expect? And what more? What did he want?
There is too much of this at the minute. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
way too much.
That's what Mr. Hate is all about as well. That's what it inspires, and that pisses me off more than anything because I cannot even fathom actually like feeling connected to that, to what he's saying. It just that people are still out there and actually believe these things and live by those values.
Well, as we've learned, there are still people who listen to Hitler.
Yeah.
So,
And people that idolize Jack the fucking Ripper, like,
that's, yeah. I mean, if there's people stupid enough to agree with that, there's people stupid enough to agree with anything.
yeah.
And that's why these people do it, because they want to incite hate and they want to polarize people.
Oh dear. Well, thanks for nothing.
You're welcome. Happy sunny day. Bye, guys. Please make sure you go and follow us on everything. Rosie and I will be back again to record tomorrow in the sunshine.
Woo!
Bye. Love you.
Bye. Love you. Bye.